I'm Professor Watts. Welcome to the Oncor Electric Delivery Watts School, where we find out what's cool about electricity and science. I guess you're wondering, who is Oncor? Good question from the person in the back. Oncor is the local company that delivers electricity to your house and, most importantly, keeps the lights on. Let's meet some of the interesting people that work for Oncor, like Steve Shuckers. Let's see what he does. Steve, up there in the bucket. Stay safe up there, buddy.
Thanks, Professor. Hi, I'm a lineman from Oncor, and my job is to deliver electricity to your home. Electricity runs all sorts of things in your home. It runs your TVs, your lights, your computers, and a whole lot more. But you might be asking yourself, what exactly is electricity and how does it get to your home? I bet you if we ask Professor Watts, he'll know. Professor?
Electricity starts with the atom. Atoms are tiny particles that are too small to see, but they make up everything around us. The center of an atom has at least one proton and one neutron. At least one electron travels around the center of the atom at very great speed. An outside force called voltage can push electrons from atom to atom. This movement of electrons produces electricity! Electricity travels in a circle called a circuit. A circuit has an energy source and wires. It may also have a load and a switch. There cannot be any breaks in the circle in order for current to flow. The lights and appliances in your home are the load, and on-off switches open and close the circuit. The power plant is the energy source. Transmission and distribution lines are the wires that connect the power plant to your home. Your home is part of a large circuit, just like this battery and light. Now, we're going to meet an engineer who's going to tell us about the big circuit of Oncor. And I hear it's really big.
Oh, this is a transmission grid. Oncor operates the largest circuit in Texas.
Big transmission wires on tall towers carry electricity to places called substations that contain equipment that is very dangerous to touch. That is why they have warning signs and often have protective fences. These substations contain equipment that reduces electricity's voltage so it can travel on smaller power lines that branch out down streets or alleys and underground to your home or school. These power lines carry electricity to transformers on poles. From transformers, electricity travels into buildings and homes through wires called service drops. Here's Vernon Walker, meter technician, to show you what a meter does.
Thanks, Professor. These wires connect to a meter box, and this meter measures how much electricity is being used. And from the meter box, the wires travel inside the house to all the outlets and switches. Electricity is measured in units of power called watts. Usually, we measure electrical power in larger units called kilowatt hours. 1,000 watts is equal to 1 kilowatt. Back to you, Professor.
All the wires that lead from power plants to substations and transformers and finally into buildings and homes have metal inside them for electricity to travel on. This is because metals such as copper and aluminum are good conductors, meaning that electricity can easily flow through them. Water is another great conductor. Because your body is mostly water, electricity can easily travel through you. That is why it is so important to be safe around power lines and electricity. In fact, almost anything can become a conductor if it is wet. Now, this is important. Never touch electrical cords, appliances, or switches while standing in water or with wet hands, because you will become a conductor of electricity and could get hurt. Ouch! Insulators are materials that keep electricity from leaving the wires it travels on. Some of these materials include glass, plastic, or rubber. Insulators exist high on top of the power lines to prevent electricity from leaving the line. Never touch a down power line or the ground around it. There is no longer an insulator preventing the flow of electricity, and you could get shocked or severely injured. If you see a down power line, immediately tell an adult and call 911. Electricity is always trying to get to the ground and can be dangerous in the process. You don't even have to be touching the ground directly to conduct electricity. Think about this. If you're climbing a tree or flying a kite that touches a power line, you could still be in danger. So, to be safe, never fly a kite without adult supervision, and most importantly, never fly a kite near power lines. If your kite approaches a power line, release the string immediately and never try to retrieve a kite stuck in a power line. What about those trees that grow into power lines? Good question. Remind your parents during planting season not to plant tall trees near power lines because the limbs can grow into the lines, cause power outages, and create a dangerous situation. Thank you for attending Oncor's Watch School. We had a wonderful time. We hope you enjoyed learning about science and electricity. Remember, study hard, think about what you learned today, eat your vegetables, and most importantly, stay safe. Class is dismissed.